And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of the broadcast. Welcome back to the main event. Welcome back with some StarCraft Evolution. Of course, earlier we were live with the 2v2. We were live with Zardiant and Death Mars up against Milky Cow and Iosop in a StarCraft Evolution 2v2 best of 7 show match. But now it is time for the main course. Now it is time for a best of 9. Not a best of 7, but a best of 9 TVP between ByuN and Classic, also in StarCraft Evolution. Welcome to the Enki Epic Series number 8. This is a monthly show match series. Every single month we do have the Enki Epic Series and we have the Enki Pro Series. They both sound similar to each other, but just so you know for future reference, if you ever see the Enki Pro Series, that is for SE2. Enki Epic Series is for Brood War, or for StarCraft Evolution, I should say. So 2 different show match series. One is for SE2, the other is for StarCraft Evolution, and this of course is the SC Evo show match of the month. Let's go. Let us go. Again, a big shout out to Enki. Enki, for those who do not know, he's a fellow CranKy Duckling, is one of our own. He's El Hermoso, Papi El Hermoso. We do give him a raid from time to time. He's a Spanish caster. He's a near, dear, and good friend, and of course he's one of the CranKy Ducklings as well. And he does host these events on a regular monthly basis. And of course, as he's a fellow CranKy Duckling, he does allow us to cast it live. Unfortunately, we were unavailable to cast it live, so we're going to be casting it via replays a couple of days after the fact. A couple of days later. Let's go. Let us go. So we're here, we are back, we are live, and we are jumping to game 1. Game 1 is going to be on Holy World. Let's go. Let us go. And I'm really excited because, again, we haven't really been able to cast much StarCraft Evolution this year, even though there have been some tournaments, right? There have been some tournaments, there have been some events. Oh, hold on. There have been some tournaments, there have been some events, and we have yet to be able to embrace too much SC Evo this year. Now we can finally start focusing on jumping into more StarCraft Evolution content. Let's go. Let us go. As we do need a moment here. Un momento. Just catching up with the chat. Este 36. Classic ByuN best of 9. Sí, papi, sí. Best of 9. Now, when it comes to StarCraft Evolution, I would say that Classic is the best Protoss. He's the best Protoss in StarCraft Evolution, and I think I would say ByuN is the best Terran. When it comes to SC Evo, the player pool is a little bit smaller, so players like Maru, he doesn't play. Bunny doesn't play either. But who does play StarCraft Evolution? ByuN does, and Cure has been dabbling a little bit. Cure, he has been a little bit more active in the StarCraft Evolution scene, so I want to hold off judgment on where Cure stands amongst the rest of the SC Evo players. I'll say that currently ByuN is the best Terran player in StarCraft Evolution, but Cure could threaten him as Cure gets a little bit more invested into StarCraft Evolution itself. Like, he's one of the newer, he's kind of like the newer, one of the newer adoptees of SC Evo. One of the newer players that has stepped into the SC Evo scene. But here we go, spawning in the top left hand corner of Holy World, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the SC2 Protoss representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Brood War Terran player. We have the Teal Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. We are here, we are back, and welcome to Holy World. And this is one of the favorite things, one of my favorite things about StarCraft Evolution is the map pool. This is a ported Brood War map, ported over into StarCraft 2, and it's a very unique map. What is it? A 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in bottom right, top left, and bottom left as well. So 3 possible spawn locations. But, oh, as we're going straight for the cross scout. So Classic, I believe he does move out across the map. We have some neutral disruption webs in the center of the map as well, on the pentagram. Bear that in mind. So we do have our webs thrown down at each corner. So that can come into play when it comes to these main engagements in the center of the map. Meanwhile, one of the big features, as Classic does scout him immediately, by the way, but one of the big features here of Holy World is the low ground main. This, I don't think this has ever been done in StarCraft 2. Like, it's crazy. Like, again, when it comes to Brood War maps and Brood War restrictions on what you can and cannot do on a map, Brood War is so much more free. There are so many less restrictions on Brood War. Like they have 4-player small maps, like they have neutral disruption webs, like they have a neutral CC, by the way. There's a neutral CC dead set in the center, and you have a low ground main, which is crazy. It does mean that early game aggression is more brutal because you're stuck on your main. Like, your natural is, it can be so difficult to even get into your natural if there's an all-in coming your way, if they take over this portion of the ramp of the base. As the probe does get away, the probe does escape. ByuN does expand. He does go for his own racks in the factory into CC here on the high ground. Not just that, we do have the pocket third base behind the main base, and you have a quote-unquote pocket fourth base as well. I say quote-unquote because this fourth base can be attacked from the other side of the mineral patches, of course. So it can be attacked from the other side. On top of that, because of the low ground, drop play can be more brutal, can be more difficult to deal with. When it comes to drops into the main, drops behind the main as well, like, again, the main base is just so much less safe compared to other maps. It's less secure. So much more insecure main. But again, Classic does find ByuN immediately. ByuN is not fully aware. ByuN is also searching. Moves out with his vulture, and ByuN is going into mech. Okay, I was leaning towards bio, but no. We have 3 factories on the way. We're going into massive vulture. We're going for the early, I would imagine, a machine shop, into spider mine, into iron thrusters, into early vulture timing. So ByuN does one of 2 things in Brood War, in StarCraft Evolution. Either he goes for the early sim timings, or he does go for the mass vulture play. Here it is going to be mech. It's going to be mass vulture. First vulture does move in. Getting 1, getting, oh, just the 1 probe so far. Getting 2. And 2 probe kills. Also does scout, does confirm Classic's location. Another vulture does arrive, getting another probe. Can we get another 2? Barely another 2. 5 even. 5. 3 extra probes go down, 5 in total. Meanwhile, Classic did go he went gate expand into Stargate into a fast 3rd Nexus. Greedy play here by Classic, gets punished for that greed. Does get punished. If you have any Korean speakers in the chat, would appreciate some translations as I quickly open up my Google Lens. Players can get very, very chatty in StarCraft Evolution. Un momento. Okay. Classic. He was like, why is it so fast, in reference to the vulture? And ByuN's like, this is great. No. In regards to the vulture harass earlier. Meanwhile, the Oracle does get across the map, and where's the anti-air? 0 anti-air. No shot. Nothing shoots up. Nothing shoots up. ByuN, he never scouted the tech. He never scouted the tech. That's going to be critical damage. 5, 6 SVs going down. At the same time, vultures, they dive into the bases, but we have a defensive Oracle as well. And Classic is all over ByuN. He's all over him. He will clean up every single vulture. I would say he could have dealt a little bit more damage, but the Oracle does run out of energy, so does race back home. But again, so far, ByuN, he is hurting. He's hurting. We do have a full wall here at the natural this time, so Classic is fully walled up. He's fully walled off, and ByuN, he needs to saturate that natural base. Turrets are on the way. He's throwing down those turrets. Behind this, still committed here into vulture tech. Armory's on the way. The army does unlock Goliaths, for those who are unaware. So he's taking up into Goliath production. Vulture's ready for another backstab, but again, this time we do have a proper wall. This time there is SimCity. Here come the Goliaths. As I mentioned, we do need the armory to unlock said Goliath production. Oracle's ready for the dive. There is 1 turret in each mineral line. Is that going to be enough? As we have 3 Oracles diving in. The Goliaths just in time. They pop out. 1 Goliath goes down. Gets 1. Ooh, does trade 1-to-1. Okay, second Goliath does fall. These Goliaths, they do hold their own. They do punish. And the Oracles get zoned away. Okay, the Oracles are zoned away. Vulture setting up spider mines outside of the bases. We do have I don't know the name of this upgrade, but it is the upgrade for the Goliaths themselves. Goliath upgrade. I believe it does provide increased range, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I can just quickly look it up. Oh. That spider mine is for the most part being cleaned up. No, Revelation. No! Jesus. That was close. Revelation does miss. Scan into the main reveals that Blink is on the way. No weird switch into Sky Toss. The upgrade is Karen Boosters. That's it. That's it. Karen Boosters. But yes, it does increase the range of the Goliath attack. Oh! Ooh, big connections. Massive connections here. As we do get how many? That's 3 Stalkers going down. Very nice connections with the Spider Mines. Classic claiming his 4th base. Again, like the 4 base setup here is relatively secure, except for, of course, this can be punished by the mineral line, by the economy. The economy can be punished. But now we're slowing things down. We're building up. More factories, more mech. Now into tanks. Bearing in mind that siege mode has not been researched, that's a little bit of a concern. So hopefully ByuN does recognize that he needs that upgrade. Oracles, they do threaten the natural. No Goliaths in position. There is a turret. Going for the stasis trap instead. Does go for the stasis. Catching at 2 SCVs. There it is. It looks like the tanks they just tried to siege, and now he does realize, hold on. Do you need siege mode? So siege mode is being researched. Gotta be careful about the disruption webs. Gotta take care. Oh, so far 1 tank goes down. Nice pick off. Base the army in. Ooh, baits him into the stasis. Yeah, nice bait here from Classic. If you're curious what disruption web is, think of it like blinding cloud. Think of it like a neutral blinding cloud, and of course it does affect any unit inside it. Technically, it is technically it's more effective than a blinding cloud. As I believe it also does dissuade any like effects. Sorry, I meant to say spells. Oh, as another stasis goes off. Classic coming in from behind. We spoke about this earlier, but the main base is much more exposed on this map. Yeah, there's so many ways in. Stalkers they blink into the mineral line. They catch some SCVs. Yeah, 3, 4 SCV kills, and even going for the upgrades as well. And ByuN is completely out of position. Yeah, completely called out. The mobility of mech. At the same time, ooh, the 4th base, sorry, the 3rd base is going to be delayed. Yeah, big delay in the 3rd. Stalkers they blink away. Can he force a cancel? 3 more volleys. Ooh, does force a cancel. Yeah, massive pickoff. There's a recall back home. 4 Stalkers get away. And ByuN is crippled. ByuN has been crippled. We got to make something happen with this army. We got to send that baby. We got to send it. Back at home, Classic is getting ready for the anti-mech army with mass immortal production. So he's making more immortals. Storm is on the way. Classic, he can hold his own. I love that siege mode sound. As a Classic is not aware of the army's position. Free tank shots. Yeah, free tank shots. Spider-Mines as well. Cashing out a couple of zealots. Trying to bait the army in. But in Classic is just engaging in the center while he waits for Storm. Just waiting for Storm, or waiting for +2, waiting for the upgrades. ByuN, he does bypass the army. Ooh, going for a counterattack, but there are defenses back at home. Yeah, there are plenty of units to defend. Nice setup with the Spider-Man. Okay, I do like this. Sets up the minefield. Baits him in. Ooh, massive connections. It takes out most of those zealots. But the High Templar, they do survive. Classic pushes, claiming a 5th. And ByuN is still stuck back at home. Again, the reason why ByuN has such a hard time getting into the mid game is because the economy, is because how many workers did he lose? He lost 12 SCVs earlier, but he also had a delayed 3rd base. He was forced to cancel due to lack of economy. That leads into the lack of army as well. That's why Classic has such a massive army supply. He's been the aggressor. He's been able to maintain map control. And ByuN has been struggling. As once again, Stalkers are coming from behind. Comes in. Oh, that tries to tries to come in from behind. This time ByuN is ready. That's a lot of mines. Jesus. Okay, the minefield is set up. Oh, Storm on the vultures. Vultures, they do catch 1 High Templar. Yeah, One Templar goes down. Observer does spot the minefield. I love that every single time ByuN does rotate to set up mines specifically in this location, but Classic is aware. He's caught on. Meanwhile, Fleet Beacon's on the way into Sky Toss. ByuN, he doesn't really have much anti-air. He's fixated on Vulture Tank. Few Goliaths. And again, ByuN is stuck on 3 bases. There's nothing pressuring Classic. Classic is getting a sick. He's getting a 6th expansion, baby. Classic does not need to push in. I mean, the only reason why he needs to push in is to free up supply for Tempest. Just free up supply. Perfect the army. Going for the Immortal drop. Stalkers, they pick away at the army. Oof. Tank blow is going up. Drop into the bases. Goliaths have arrived. We're slowly building on more Goliaths. Classic has to be careful. He's going to be collapsing in. He goes for it. And again, he's trading. He does trade out the Zealots. Takes down all the Vultures, getting on top of the tanks. And tanks are falling one after the other. Just so many Immortals here. He breaks through the siege line. One Immortal goes down. He gets 1, he gets 2. Takes down 2 Immortals, but the rest, they make their way in. And Immortals, they just cut through the tanks. The mass Immortal, papi. Who needs Sky Toss? Who needs Storm? Not a single Storm landed. There's plenty of Storms still available, by the way. Oh, as the Immortals are low. Yeah, the Immortals are low. They have to be careful. They take over the natural. ByuN is stuck on a 2-base economy. Classic takes more bases. 7 expansions. Vermeer backs up. A Mothership is on the way. And again, I would not be opposed to Tempest production at this point. Even Carriers have their place here as well. Carriers aren't ideal, but when you're this far ahead, I mean, make whatever you want. Like, do as you please, back. So more Stargates, a 2nd Cyber Core to make 2 upgrades at a time. No switch into Sky just yet, but again, he doesn't really need to. Checks for the 4th. 8th expansion on the way. This one I would have liked to have seen some Tempest, just because once again it's going to be difficult to break this siege line for the 2nd time. At this point, you know what I would say actually? Classy, just get a Nexus here and start opening up this wall. Just get a Nexus, open up the wall, or I guess the other option is the Mothership. Recall. Mothership is out. Mothership is coming, and we can just recall right into the main. And there's a massive, massive hole here in the defense in the main base. You can see we have the siege line, we have the Widow Mines, sorry, the Spider Mines. ByuN, he's secured his natural, but the main base is completely exposed. No turrets even to deter. I mean, he can't afford it, right? Like, there's reasoning for that. Like, ByuN just had a really, really shaky early game, and specifically mid game. Here comes the recall. He's going in. There it is. Recalls into the main. ByuN's like, leave me alone. Not like this. Factory's going to be going down. Massive slow zone. Throws down the time warp. Storm in the choke points. As there are still plenty of storms left. Oof, Jesus. Storms do land. And with that, yeah, there's almost nothing left here. GG gets called, and Classic, he will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, as we mentioned, the game was decided like 5, 6, 7 minutes ago. As we mentioned, Classy did an amazing job when it came to abusing the map itself. As we spoke about, one of the big downsides of the map of Holy World is just how open and exposed the main is. And we did see that, oh, sorry, I can set this up. But we saw how exposed it was, and we saw how much difficulty, or how difficult it was for ByuN to defend, to keep up with the aggression, to keep up with the Blinkstalker rotation into his main base, and towards his pocket expansion, where his third base was cancelled as well, was denied, lost so much of SCVs. Likewise, the Oracle Harass was also brutal as well, just really, really shaky early to mid game from ByuN. We'll see if he can clean things up and tighten things up here in game number 2 as we load into Vermeer. Let's go. Let us go. So we're loading the game at number 2. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Vermeer, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the now Brood War Protoss representing Protoss Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the SE2 Terran player, the Teal Terran for Shopify. It is ByuN. Here we go. As we are loading into Vermeer, this is another 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in bottom left, bottom right, top left, and top right as well. So we do have multiple spawn locations. ByuN, he knows that Classic is either top left or top right. Classic knows that ByuN is either top left or bottom left as well. So both players are aware that there is no one spawning in the bottom right-hand corner location. So there is at least one location that is limited from the possibilities of where they could be. What I mean by that, specifically in StarCraft Evolution, I think it's a really nice change that they did, and I would love to see this in the base game of SE2. But at the very beginning of the game, as you can see on the minimap, there, both players receive pings, and it eliminates one possible spawn location. So Classic knows that ByuN is not bottom right, and ByuN knows that Classic isn't bottom right either. So they both know that about each other. That does make it a little bit easier when it comes to scouting on a 4-player spawn map to confirm the location of your opponent. So it does make it a little bit easier. It does eliminate a little bit of randomness to the spawn locations and to scouting. So again, it's a nice change for SEVO, and I would love for that change to be implemented into StarCraft 2 if 4-player spawn maps are reintroduced. I feel like it's a nice like middle ground where you can still have 4-player spawn maps, but you can get rid of a little bit of the random nature of how all-ins would hit if you have a late scout. But here we go. Here we go. Otherwise, we're going to be opening up. Remember, it is loser's pick. So ByuN, after losing game 1, he did pick to commit into SE2 Terran. He's forcing the Brood War out of Classic. Is going to be Robo Opener. We mentioned this in the 2v2, but Robo Openers are very common in StarCraft Evolution. Should be Robo into the Robotics Bay in towards Reaver drops. So shuttle into shuttle speed, into Reaver drops, into Gravitic Drive. That is kind of the go-to. Probe does scout ByuN, does confirm, and the probe gets away. And I think this is commenting on that. Hold on. Ah. Oh, TT. So ByuN, he said, why isn't he dying again? If you remember, in game 1, the probe also got away. The SC2 probe, here the Brood War probe gets away as well. But I think it was hunted down. Yeah, it was hunted down by the Reaper. Class was like, you got it. ByuN's like, true, TT. Crying face emoji. As here comes the Bay, here comes the initial Reaver play. Reaver is in production. Oh, we actually went for the earlier observatory. Oh, that I was not expecting. But the earlier observatory. Again, here comes the Reaver. We already have the first shuttle, and there is shuttle speed. Gravitic Drive. So we have the Reaver drop coming. I do expect this to be the opener, especially on these larger maps. We have seen Classic mix things up on smaller maps, going for earlier Zealot aggression and earlier Zealot legs. That is something that we have seen Classic mix in, but those are specifically on smaller maps. So think of Sylphid. Same with Sylphid. That's the only map that comes to mind. Oh, Joe gets spotted. So here comes a shuttle. Again, ByuN is aware of what's coming his way. He's setting up back at home and getting to his own fast third CC. So economic build here by ByuN. Building up his economy. Classic does move in. Dropping into the main, we got 4 Marines to defend. Shot goes off. Nice splits, very nice splits out of ByuN, losing 1 Marine so far. Reaver wants a tank. Ooh, gets 3 Marines, okay, 4 Marines in total. Tank does survive, and the shuttle has to get the hell out of here. Does rotate towards the natural, but another tank is in position. Reaver's low. Oof. Yeah, Reaver is low, the Reaver gets abandoned. No, can he get away? Oh, there's a scan, but the shuttle does barely pull out. 4 SCV kills. Dragoon was abandoned, was left behind. But Classic came back for the Reaver. He barely saved it. He gets the hell out of here, pulls back home. Whew, does pull back, and this I was not expecting. This is crazy. Again, this is a large map in the map pool, long rush distance by ground, but we are going from a Reaver drop opener into carriers. Very, very fast carrier switch here by Classic. If ByuN pushes in the mid game, if he goes for an earlier move out, he can kill. He can just straight up kill. What I'm concerned about though is that, remember, ByuN, his build was economic. He went for a very fast third CC. So faster third CC, so later stim, later bio setup here. ByuN, he has to be active though. And if he is, he might just kill. He just doesn't. Oh, he knows. Yeah, he scouts. Wow, he scouts. He sees the Reaper gets in. He sees the Stargates. He sees the carriers, and he's going for the kill. He's pushing out across the map. The Observer does confirm, but again, can Classy do anything to stop this? There's no splash damage. I mean, I say that there are Reavers at least. There's 2. Yeah, there's 2 Reavers. That's it. We got 2 Reavers to defend. They're coming in from behind. Oh, gets the tank. Okay, gets 1. Very nicely done. 1 tank goes down. That shuttle is so low. The Reavers are trying to keep up. They're so slow. Oh no. Yeah, Dragoons, they go down one after the other. Reavers, they drop on the tank. They get 1. There's 1 tank left. Marines, they stim in. And what is the answer to the Marines? He stims in, Pappy. There's nothing here. Yeah, there's nothing to defend. He's going for the mineral line. Probes are going to go down. Reaver shot. Ooh, Reaver shot. Massive connection. Oh my god. The Reaver shot goes off. Ah. The Scarab does dissipates, and that's going to be 17 probe kills. At Classic, he will survive, but some heavy losses for Classic. Again, I split hit with the Marines. At the same time, Marines, they get into the third base mineral line as well. We got 1 carrier to defend. We got 1 carrier, Pappy. And again, a very messy defense here for Classic, losing 20 probes. And ByuN's chilling. ByuN, he's up 20 workers. He has 63 workers back at home, 3 base economy. Behind this, going for his own 2nd star, put in a Mass Viking. So Mass Buy, Mass Viking, ByuN, he should be perfectly fine. In a way, yes, Classic did survive, and he gets away with his Sky Toss, but he has no economies to sustain Sky Toss production. He has no economy. ByuN does. So Classic is in trouble. Does zone away the drop. Zone. Again, ByuN is making 4 Vikings at a time. He's getting his Mass Viking. Reaver drop is moving out. I mean, Classic has to get some damage across the map. He has to get into the mineral line some way, somehow. ByuN finds the observers. Still building on more anti-air. Ghost is on the way for EMPs. Oh, that will seal the deal. And here comes ByuN. He's coming. Now, if there was Storm, then I could see Classic holding here, but that's a big if. Big if. Okay, we'll find out the name of this upgrade. I know there are two. There's a capacity upgrade for carriers. I'm assuming that's what that is, unless we already have it. No, yeah, I'm assuming that should be the capacity upgrade, right? To increase from 4. Looks like they got a new asset for it. Yeah, it's literally called carrier capacity. There's a lot of brutal upgrades like that, which are just very literal. Like, there's no like fancy like in lore like name for it. It's just carrier capacity. It's like, okay, there's more room. It's more yeah, exactly. What's the upgrade? More interceptors. What does it do? It just gives you more interceptors. It's yeah, there you go. That's what it's called. Yeah, as Vikings, they just chase. They just give chase. They take down one of the carriers already. Ooh. Messy split, and the Vikings are on their own. Yeah, ByuN does overextend. Ideally, want everything to come in together. But we gotta respect those Reavers. So far, I did have a brutal connection. Okay, if Classic, if he can connect with some of these Reaver shots, he can win a fight. Oh, the Ursidon! ByuN. ByuN. Killed the Ursidon back. I mean, sure, he was in the way and was body blocking the bio, but still, I mean... yeah. As Classic is slowly perfecting his army, Storm is going to finish. With the arrival of Storm, Classic, he's recovered. Like, he has a comparable army here. He's down in supply, but with a well-placed Storm and with I almost said Purification Novas, with Scarab shots, but Classic, he can win this. He can take the fight. How many had Templar? 1. Never mind. The Templar are lacking. There we go. We have the amulet upgrade on the way. That is Templar energy. It's for their energy. Is it Kadiran? Kadiran amulet? Kaldarin? That's right. Ooh, EMP lands. Nice EMP. And nice EMPs. Once again, the Vikings, they do get shelled away at. As ByuN's dropping in. Rotates over, denies the base. Denies the expansion. As ByuN's was of the army heading into the natural. Nice drop. He gets in. Yeah, Classic out of position. He's rotating. As that is going to be 4 probe kills. Nothing major at the same time. Ooh, we do have some counter drop play as well. As I'll say, distract for a moment. ByuN, he does F2 back home. Ooh. Did F2. That does give Classic more time to breathe. Classic is almost maxed out. No shot. Classic was dead, by the way. Classic, he was down 20 probes in the mid game. Like, he was down and out. But ByuN has taken too long. I say that ByuN still has a more mobile composition. Drops into the natural. Cannons are not done. Classic has to respond. At the same time, the main army can deny some of these bases. Oh, the Storm. Oh, nice EMP. Very nice EMP. 0 storms. Carrier goes down as well. The Archon does help, but that's going to be 2 carriers falling. And that's 15 dead SCVs. Sorry, 15 dead probes. 15 dead workers. Classic is being pulled apart. He did max, but alas, he just could not make use of the army. Oh my god. The Reavers are exposed. Nice EMP, 1 storm. And Classic will lose everything. He'll lose everything here. the Reavers, the High Templar, the Dragoons. And remember, because of the rough mid-game from Classic, he has no economy. He has all these bases, but no workers. No workers, no mining. The economy was something that Classic never quite recovered on. He was able to build up his army supply, that is true, but he only had one army. Just one and done there. Classic is forced back. As Vikings, they commit in. I think there's just no support. There is no support. Catching out 1, 2, 3, 4 of these carriers. They're on their own. And with that ByuN, he will tie up the series. He will fight back. Wasn't easy. But he does break through. Does break through. We do get a storm here on the Ghost. They get away. GG gets called, and ByuN ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. We're tied up 1-1 here. Winding it back. Remember, we did see Classic be hyper greedy. Winding it back, he went for a Robo Opener into Reaver Drop into Carrier Rush. He just rushed into the second Stargate, into the Fleet Beacon, into Carriers. Very, very greedy play there by Classic, and ByuN scouted. ByuN, his Reaper from the start of the game, survived, went back into the main base, confirmed the Sky Toss, and ByuN pushed. And even though ByuN didn't kill, ByuN did cripple. He killed 20 workers, 20 players went down, did cripple Classic, and that allowed ByuN to build up, to max out, and have momentum. That's why he had map control. That's why he was able to bully back the defending Protoss player, the bully back Classic, and Classic just could not keep up. One of the reasons why he had such a hard time keeping up with the army, one, yes, the army was immobile, but two, it was also not ideal because of the worst economy. It took him longer to get into High Templar, into Storm, to round out his composition, and ByuN had more free reign due to the early damage. GG. GG, well played with that. So we have a tied up series, and we're getting to game number 3, going to be loading into Radion. Oh boy, another older Brood War map. Here we go. The Storm looks a bit better than in SE2. Visually, yes. Visually, I do like the visual effect for Storm in Brood War. Oh, sorry, in StarCraft Evolution. 100%. It does look really sick. The Thunder pack. But here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're going to be loading into Radion, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Radion. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Protoss Pro. It is a classic. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the teal Terran player. We have the Brood War Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Let's go. No weapons means I pretty much walk like the rest of us. Kind of. Remember, Brood War Protoss does have recall available. Does have mass recall, I should say, as you can build up multiple Arbiters. Unlike in SE2, the Arbiter isn't like a hero unit, so you're not limited to one. So you can like recall into multiple locations. And again, that was the best thing about the opening ShowMatch that we had. There was some crazy recall moves that we had in the 2v2. Getting across the map, saving units as well. Shout out to Def Mars for showcasing the Arbiter and showcasing all of those recalls, but that's a lot later in the game, of course, just because of the way to tech up into Arbiters is a lot more convoluted, or it just takes longer to get there if you want to get into that more mobile composition. But outside of that, yes, in general, like the Protoss army is less mobile. To make up for that, though, the Protoss army is generally stronger. There we go. Here we go. For now, welcome to Radion. Radion, I believe, is a 4-player or 2-player. I waited too long. But it is a 4-player spawn map, so you can spawn in at any location. We do have the direct scout here from Classic finding ByuN across the map. ByuN is yet to confirm the location of Classic. But I'm excited because I think this is my first time casting on Radion, maybe my second time. This is one of the newer maps that's been ported over. It is a newer map. So coming into this, we have a very narrow, I say very narrow, we have a relatively narrow entrance into the natural. Of course, there's no ramp, there's no high ground advantage here. At the same time, the main base is looking very secure. Due to the terrain here, it is very inaccessible for something like Blink Stalkers. So Blink Stalkers do not have a way into the main, aside from the entrance here at the natural location, which is a little more defendable. So a pretty secure 2-base setup here for the Terran side of things, I will say that. When it comes to the third location, here we do have a secure area in between the bases. One of the features for a lot of Brood War maps is this this kind of pathway into your third base is often exposed, and there's often a high ground here, and there is there is an area here, but it's a little bit further back, so this pathway is safe and secure. So a pretty safe 3-base setup. We have the center expansion here for the top and bottom side as well. Nothing fancy. I believe this is high ground. Yeah, this is on the high ground. There's a ramp coming in. It can be opened up. We have steam vents throughout the center of the map as well. The exact center, though, is very open. Ooh, very, very open. When it comes to attempting to engage. Interesting. And we have Xel'Nagas. Oh, Xel'Naga towers on the right and left-hand side, just to help with the size of the map itself. Meanwhile, ByuN, we are loading into a larger map, is going to mech. He's going to mech once again. So he's going into Mass Vulture early on, into Spider Mines. That Classic has yet to really dip in. I should also mention that, like, quote-unquote battle mech or this Mass Vulture style is quite mobile. Does gain map control and can set up all the minefields, and nice body blocking. Takes down the Stalker. Okay, it does take down the Stalker. Behind this Classic, he's building up and taking into Robo. Oh, Robo open at a Classic. That is not normal. Okay, fast Robo into a fast Prism into fast aggression across the map. A very unorthodox build here from Classic. You can see he fully walls off back at home to make sure that the Vultures do not get in. And we have Ion Thrusters on the way. That is Vulture speed. As I mentioned, Vultures are quite mobile, and now even more so. They will gain map control. They will look for a way into the bases. They can always throw down Spider Mines here and try to bait the army into the mines. And just secure map control. Speaking of, oh! Does look for a way in. Double force field. Yeah, one Stalker does pull back to the battery. Nice force field. Locks down one of the Vultures. Does get one. One Vulture goes down. Prism has arrived. Did ByuN see the Prism? Ooh, I don't think he quite was able to spot that. Prism moves out across the map. We do have Immortal production underway as well. And we'll see if ByuN has any defenses back at home. Thankfully, he does have a spotting Rax. Rax is out here. Did they retain Dark Archon Mind Control? Yeah. Mind Control has been in the game since the beginning of SE Evo. It's there. Is available for Brutal Protoss. Meanwhile, Goliath arrived just in time for the Prism. Oh my god! The Prism gets turned away. Adepts busts into the main, but only 2 Adepts. Yeah, there's only 2. They get 1 SCV. So far, this was not worth it. Adept shades into the natural. Gets potentially 1 more worker. 2. 2 more SCV kills. 3 more even. 3 in total. And Classic does escape with his War Prism at least. Does pull away. But again, ByuN much faster to get into the army and to get into his own Vultures. If you recall, in Game 1, he was punished by the Oracle, by the initial Stargate opener, but this time the Goliaths are ready. This time they are ready. Observer does split the mines. Catching at all 3. And Vultures are coming from behind. Nice catch here on getting 1, 2, 3 Stalkers. Oof. Yeah, Stalkers get punished. Remember, there's no blink. Immortal does help, though. Bit of a messy engage, back and forth. And he does retain his tanks. Did I speak too soon? Can he get one? Oh, he gets 1. Yeah, 1 tank goes down. 2nd tank as well. Massive pickups. Resets the tank count. Nice juggling here with the Immortal. He juggles. He saves. I'm gonna lose too much. He loses far too much here. Bleeding out 2 tanks, bleeding out all of his Goliaths as well. No anti-air. If only there was blink. If only there was blink back. Otherwise, you could just dive in. Classic, he has yet to scout the third location. He's unaware of the expansion. Dropping into the main. Does drop in, does disrupt some of the production. Not bad. Goliath goes down. Factory as well. Ooh, does miscontrol, losing his immortal. That should not have happened. And then Classy doesn't check. No, he could have denied the third. That could have been a kill. That could have been a cancel. He still doesn't know. Oh, now he sees. Yeah, now he does see. Jumping back in. As the army now finally responds. Back at home, still focusing on his robo production. Charge is complete, and he may kill this expansion. And we can see ByuN trying to rotate, trying to respond. CC does catch fire. Can he kill? And once again, there's no blink, so he can't get under it. He cannot get under. CC does float away. Nice flanking with the Archons, getting on top of the tanks. He wants the tanks. Oh good. Spider-Mines do burrow. They catch the Immortal. And nice Spider-Mines, but the tanks are on their own and they're unsieged. Yeah, ByuN caught with his pants down. Tanks are on siege. Army does dive in. And GG gets called. GG gets called. ByuN caught with his pants down. And Classic, he will take game number 3, taking a lead in this best of 9. GG. GG. Whew, a very chaotic back and forth, and an interesting build choice here by Classic, going for the early Robo into early Prism. It was okay, but what was working for him though, of course, was catching out the army, catching out the Goliaths in the center of the map, catching out the tanks, of course, time and time again, and of course forcing ByuN out of position as he tried to sneak out that third base. It was very, very risky, very greedy for ByuN to take his third on location. It's quite rare to see that, whether it's SE2 or Brood or Terran, so very greedy play there by ByuN. In the end, he didn't get away with it. He tried to save his third, that's why he rotated all the tanks down, but as we saw, that was a bit of a mistake, as there was no way to save the third base, and in doing so, he exposed himself, right? There was, what, 5-6 tanks caught unsieged. GG. GG well played. Otherwise, the game could have gone on from there. Could have progressed. But GG well played. Classic does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if ByuN can recover. As we are loading into game number 4, loading into Sylphid. Here we go. So loading into Sylphid, loading into a much smaller map in the map pool. Looking at rough Brutal races this series so far, I mean, I would not say that the last game was the race for. As we mentioned, like, ByuN took a lot of risks, took a lot of chances. As we were trying to emphasize, like, he was the one that did decide to try to get his third on location and to move out to try to save his third base and to be caught, like, out in the open. Like, that's on ByuN. There we go. Here we go, spawning in the top side of Sylphid, we do have the Brood War Protoss player. We have the Brood War Protoss, we have the blue Protoss from South Korea representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran, the SE2 Terran. For Shopify, it is ByuN. The War Prism is blink. The War Prism is specifically defensive blink. The War Prism doesn't allow you to dive on the army and blink forward, unfortunately. But yes, it does allow for a more defensive micro potential to preserve units. But it was a very quirky build out of Classic. And now welcome to Sylphid. From here, we're expecting more aggression out of our Terran player. This is a smaller map of the map pool. It is a 3-player spawn map. You can spawn in top side, right side, or bottom left. So 3 possible spawn locations. And aggression is usually favored here. Here we go. As from here, we are going to be taking up. This time, there's no 3-rack setup out of ByuN, true. Going for a racks into expand into factory. So no second racks. And likewise, we're expecting a Robo opener into Bay, into Reaver. Now, I did say at the beginning of this series how the Robo opener is kind of common, it's the go-to, but we have seen on smaller maps Classic embrace earlier charge builds and go for a Citadel of a Dune. Oh, let's go as we're opening up Dragoon range. Opening up with Dragoon range, and we do have a second gateway as well. Our eyes are open for the Twilight Council and for the Citadel. Eyes are on Classic. Dragoon, he will scout bottom left, looking for his opponent. Is searching. Never mind, still Robo. Yeah, still Robo opener. This is a later Robo compared to game number 2, the game on Vermeer. Specifically, the game on Vermeer, we did see Classic cutting corners. This time does open up 2 gates into Dragoon initially, then into Robo, then into Bay, then into Reaver drop. I was hoping for a Twilight Council play. Not happening. Dragoon say waddle out. Cycle one catch the first Dragoon, second one moves in. Zoning back ByuN. ByuN is zoned away. As again, he does want that Cyclone. Second Cyclone has arrived, and ByuN, he should be able to hold his own. I say that, no repairs. And no repairs on Cyclone. Locals are brutal. Gets one, gets two. Ooh, 2 Dragoons go down. Massive pickups. This is not worth it. Yeah, this is not worth it for Classic. He does finally get 1. He does finally get 2 Cyclones. Okay. Oh no. Loses the third Dragoon. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, it does overextend with that second Dragoon. But he does break the natural. Cyclone is still in production. Classic denies mining. So in the end, this was more worth it here. Kills some SCVs, denies mining, containing ByuN on a 1 base economy. It was close though. It was very close and very messy. Even here, another Dragoon goes down. Banshees revealed. Even going into High-Flight Rotors, going to Speed Banshees. Oh my god, the micro. The control pappy. Yeah, the shuttle has arrived. Able to move in. Ooh, local on the shuttle. Remember, there's no shuttle speed. No, there's no speed on the shuttle. And the shuttle cannot get away. Oh, no, my apologies. Does barely get away. 5 HP. Oh, don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. Don't go for the save. The shuttle gets out with 5 HP. Unfortunately, due to its health, I don't think it's wise to go for the Reaver drop anymore. Like, the Reaver is here, but it would be insanely greedy to go for the drop. Remember, the Cyclone is still alive. Yeah, Dragoons, they get thrown away. We got a Cyclone, we got a Viking. He's crazy. No shot. And now he's doing it again. He's switching into Sky Toss. He's going for the switch. So if you weren't here for the beginning of the broadcast, I believe this was the same build or similar build that we saw out of Classic on Vermeer. With Classic, he did open up a Reaver drop. It was a cleaner start, to be fair, but he had a cleaner start, opening a Reaver drop, then into a Skytoss rush, into a Carrier rush build. It looks like that's what we're going for here. Otherwise, there's no reason for a Stargate. Reaver drop into the main. 6 SCV kills, not bad. Does get 6 SCVs, does get away. It was crazy to be active with this shuttle, but he gets away with it. Gets his damage, pulls out. 7 SCVs, not bad. Oh, okay. As the Banshees, they also move out. They can one-shot probes. They can one-shot workers. ByuN, he's embracing mech. He's meching it up. Now, I will say that because this is going to be mech, if the goal is to switch into Skytoss, I do like that. I do like it a lot more because ByuN has a much slower start. But no, it's going to be Stargate into Scout to defend, not into Skytoss, into a ground army instead. This would have been the time for Skytoss, but Classic doesn't know, right? He did not see, I don't think he's seen the additional factories. Oof. Drops into the natural. Banshees are deflected. Scout will defend. Catching more SCVs. Nice harass here from Classic. So far, nice harass. Again, ByuN is slowly building up. He's going to give Classic so much time. I mean, I would have preferred Classic building up to Sky Toss, but regardless of what he gets into, like, Classic has map control. He has freedom to do whatever he wants. As he harasses well, ByuN turtling up and going to mech. He struggles to turtle, struggles to defend. And we are going into mass speedlots. Speedlots, Archons, eventually Storm. ByuN is still on 2 bases. Classic getting a 4th expansion. As ByuN, he can finally start to break out and finally expand. Trying to, at least. Tribunals on the way for the Arbiters. We saw a couple of DTs, and once again more shots into the natural. Once again for the shuttle. No, he doesn't get away. Finally he gets caught. Oh my god. Yeah, finally caught out. Still a couple of volleys go off, catching out another Cyclone. And finally ByuN defends. But it took so long to shut down that shuttle. Classic's being active. There's no reason to push into the natural, but he can deny the 3rd. He can even kill. He's checking the 3rd location, the linear 3rd base. Banshees, they hit the natural. Dragons, they come in from behind. And there's no tanks in position. Yeah, there's no defensive tanks. Ooh, pushing up a ramp though. Yeah, that is brutal. Did miss a couple of shots. Cyclones, they hold their own. They try to. There's 3 seconds left. Oh my god. Yeah, they hold their own. 3rd base is now being taken. Arbiters are on the way. As we mentioned before in the previous game, this is a way to break a turtling player, is to recall into the bases. And recall is being researched. There it is. The recall pack. Classic is going to max out. There's 1 turret in the main. Lack of turrets and lack of defensive setup here is a big gap in the defense for ByuN. This can be abused. Can be abused. Oh boy. Scan does reveal the Tribunal. He knows. It is K-Darren Amulets. Recall is available. Drop into the main. No sensor tower in the main base yet, but does cover the 3rd. Shelly gets in. No, he stacks! No! Oh my god, that was close. Yeah, that was so close. Oh no, still brutal connections. 10 SCV is going to be going down. Where exactly is the Arbiter? Just outside the main. He wants more damage. Ah, it's so slow. It's so slow. Oh my god. Cracks is set up. My eyes are still on this Arbiter. 2nd Arbiter is coming. As we mentioned previously, you do have multiple recalls available with multiple Arbiters. Nice armor shred. Nice catch on the main army. Classic getting caught out. Yeah, he's getting caught out, but here we go. The Arbiter is activated. He's going in. And he's looking for the recall. He's looking for the recall, but is it too late? He's losing too much. They're losing far too much. Where's that recall? Give the recall. Casito. There it is. Yeah, recalls into the main. Doesn't catch too much though, just because so much of his armor was getting caught out. Yeah, some of the army gets left behind. So a small recall into the main. Didn't get much. But it will kill some SCVs. True. Oh, yeah, where are we rallying? No, where are we going? The Reaver. Yeah, Reaver gets caught out. That's going to be 15 dead SCVs. That's a lot of damage. But this could have been so much more. This could have been so much more if Classic wasn't caught out. And now ByuN's going for the kill. He's going for the throat. He's moving out with his main army. Nice stasis. Yeah, nice stasis trap here on the big chunk of the army. Catching out some Cyclones, some Hellbats. Forcing friendly fire. But it's not enough. Yeah, there's just not enough here, not enough army. Classic needs more time. And he will lose the final Arbiter. Oh, barely not. He gets away. 3 HP. Arbiter does pull out. And ByuN's going for the kill, going straight across the map. At the same time, there is a bit of a counterattack, but it's only a handful of Dragoons. ByuN does respond with the entire army, though. Turns around with everything. Arbiter finally goes down. So do all the Dragoons. And now I can push. And now I can move out. And back at home, what is there to defend? Storm was researched, and Storm might be a factor here. But again, this army is just so beefy. The Arbiter does not get away. There's no recall across the map. Celtic coming from behind for a bit of a counterattack. Catching out the tank. Okay, nice run by. Yeah, Celtic do trade well, catching out more Cyclones, catching out a Thor. Even getting us, Jesus, even getting us around. And ByuN, he is going to be deterred. These LSA achieve so much damage. 9 SCVs, 2 Cyclones, a Thor. ByuN races back home. ByuN's economy is crippled, and Classic, he's remaxed. Wow, and he recalls in. He gets it. Let's go. A proper recall this time. Recalls into the main. Show us the Storm. Oof. Oh my god. Yeah, Storm does connect on the battle mech. We got one more Storm. He's holding onto it. He's holding onto the Storm. That's going to be 25 dead SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. There's a straight point. Storm is coming in. Yeah, there's a Storm. Massive connection. 30 SCVs going down. The reinforcements, they do hit the third. And ByuN's being portal. He's just being torn apart. He's being torn apart. Oof. Catch up the Raven. Doesn't quite get on top of the Thors. ByuN, he is holding. But ByuN has lost so much here, down to 35 SCVs, down to less than a 2-base economy. He's under 2 bases. He's got 2 Thors, 3 tanks, a couple of Cyclones. The army is lackluster, doesn't really have much left. The boys are back. Look at them zoom. As Classic, he's done it. Classic, he has broken his opponents. It was close. It was very, very close. There was a moment earlier where ByuN was pushing, where he almost ended the game. But do you remember, ByuN was turned around. He was forced to turn around. We had the shuttle harass. We had, sorry, the Arbiter harass into the main. The Zealot run by, forcing back the army. There were some key moments there where ByuN was forced to turn around and he bled out too many units. And this is it. GG gets called. GG gets called. Classic, he will put a point on the board. He'll extend his lead even further here, 3-1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, great use of arbiters, great use of recalls there from Classic. Once again, ByuN, because of his lackluster economy, because of his rough start, he was struggling to afford stack defense. There was these massive openings into the main base. There were no turrets, no sensor towers, so he was woefully underprepared time and time again for the recalls, and Classic did overwhelm. There was a moment where ByuN pushed right through the center where I felt like he could have maybe ended the game. Classic had a really hard time remaxing, but it was the Zealot run-bys that forced ByuN back home. It forced him back home. The Zealot run-bys, Zealot counterattacks, they were the MVPs there for Classic, catching out mineral lines, SCVs, and reinforcements as well. GG. GG, well played. Whew. With that, Classic does extend his lead, and we'll see if ByuN can begin the comeback here. Oh boy. Remember, this is the best of 9. Best of 9, so we still have a couple more games ahead of us here. It is first to 5. First to 5 will claim the win, and Classic is up 3-1. So Classic needs 2 more. Meanwhile, ByuN, he has a lot of catching up to do. Let's go. We're loading into Mothership. As spawning in the bottom side of Mothership, we have the Brood War Protoss once again. The Brood War Protoss player representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the StarCraft 2 Terran, the red Terran, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. As we do have a bit of back and forth going on here, but again, the pressure's on ByuN. Welcome to Mothership is a 3-player spawn map. You can spawn in top right, top left, or bottom side of the map instead. It's also a very large map in the map pool, large map, longer rush distance by ground, and we have seen some diverse play out of Classic. We've been seeing some heavy Dragoon play, we've been seeing some Reaver drop plays and Reaver drop builds. We saw a rush into Sky Toss. Last game, we saw a rush in towards mid-game Gateway heavy play into Mass Arbiter instead. What do we see this time? Oh, it's the Taskmaster 3D in the chat. God, Pappy God. Extra streams. Oh, thank you. You're welcome, Pappy. You're welcome. I hope you enjoy the content, the casting, the StarCraft. Hope you enjoy it. So getting in. So far, economic open out of ByuN, going for the racks expand, faster CC out of our Terran player. And we're still looking for the tech here for Classic, as Classic does find ByuN immediately. True. Classic scouts ByuN, ByuN does not scout Classic. Oh, let's go. Nice delay. It does delay the CC. Classic being as annoying as possible. From here, we are expecting Dragoon range out of the Cybercore. Dragoon range in towards Robo. If we see a deviation, we'll point it out. Likewise, ByuN, he has been messing around with Mech, of course. We'll see if he goes back to Bio. But now, standard follow-up, we'll keep an eye on the timing of the starport, second racks, and even potentially second factory. Do we mech it up again? Might be tempted. As there is Dragoon range. Is it just core Dragoon range? We'll find out soon. Is that another one of those upgrades which is very literal? It might have a fancy name. Might have one. As now we have a very fast third CC. Oh my god, hyper greed out of ByuN. That's a third CC before starport and before rack. So hyper greed from our Terran player here, getting into a faster mid game, as he will saturate his third base and his natural that much faster with the extra command center. We'll see if Classic can scout, respond, and react. If he responds with aggression or responds with greed of his own. But typically this means that ByuN will have a stronger mid-game. Much stronger mid-game. There's a Robo. Once again into Bay, into Reavers. It is the go-to. And this time Bio, not Mech. Second racks get thrown down, so that's going to be leading into stim, combat shields, into a bio setup. I do appreciate that ByuN is mixing it up. We do appreciate. Classic is being active. There it is. It's going to be called Singularity Charge. Oh, there you go. Does have a fancy name. We'll try to remember that. As the tank gets spotted. Face checks the tank. There's the bay. Again, that'll be for shuttle speed for gravitic drive. We're diving on top of the tank. Bold move. Yeah, bold move here. The tank may go down, but it's going to cost 1, 2, 3 Dragoons go down. 4 Dragoons. Oh my god, the surround. Yeah. The question mark. Ay, ay, ay. That was not worth it. That was not worth it. Shout out to ByuN for surrounding the Dragoon. Heavy losses there for Classic. Has to get the hell out of here. Hold on, I'll whip out my Google Translate. Okay. Never mind. Oh. As once again, Dragoon's getting caught out. Only enough room for 2. Juggle, papi. Does save a handful of Dragoons at least. Does deter the push. ByuN is forced back. Now remember, ByuN doesn't really have much pushing power. Why is that? Because of the fast third base. This in general was an economic build, not an aggressive one. So ByuN, he pulls back home, but he does enjoy a greater economy, and he does enjoy taking out most of the Dragoons as well. Meanwhile, there's Gravitic Drive, again working towards a drop play. The initial Reaver, I believe, has spawned in. There it is. A Reaver drop is moving out across the map, and there's a lot of pressure on Classic to make up for his losses. He's got his Reaver drop, he's got his Dragoons. Time to push. As he moves out, he does claim his third. Classic dropping towards the natural. There's a turret in position. Uh-oh. Gotta be careful. Turrets are being thrown down. Again, ByuN is quite familiar with the robot follow-up. And the shuttle is zoned away. Oh. Eyes are on the tank. Tank shot goes off. Ooh, catching out 3 ACVs and a mule. Not bad. Dragoons are in the center, hoping to catch a counterattack. And the third base timing should be seen. There we go. Is confirmed. Now Classic is aware of how greedy ByuN was. Nice spread with a very nice spread with the Marines. Ensuring he avoids any splash damage. Shuttle does spot the turrets. ByuN holds. Going for his own counter drop. Dragoon's Ariser on the third CC though. Uh-oh. He wants a third and he might just get it. ByuN's out of position. He's dropping. And Dragoons are going for the command center. They do spend a lot of shots here on the SCVs. The Reaver was hoping to catch any kind of reinforcing army. And the drop comes in. Classic out of position. Does he go all in? He's going all in. Classic is going for the base trade. The main base is forfeit. At the same time, Classic moves in. Shot goes off. The other boys are being pulled in. So many Dragoons go down already. Yeah, ByuN holds. ByuN holds. He completely shuts this down. He defends against the all-in. GG gets called, and ByuN, he looks to tie the series, puts another point on the board. GG. GG. Again, ByuN, he forced the all-in. Classic was completely out of position. He was very committed across the map with all the Dragoons. He failed to kill the third base and was forced into the natural. And we saw that ByuN, he had the freedom to pull the boys. He was that far ahead where he could afford to lose some workers, so he pulled the boys, protected the tanks, shut down the Dragoons. GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he did shut Classic down. And can we tie up the series? Can we force the ace match? Or, sorry, I say ace match. It's still best of 9, but can we tie things up? ByuN is 1 game away. For now, we're going to be loading into Celestial Enclave. Let's go. We're loading into Celestial. Again, when it comes to the positioning for Classic there, being caught out of position is much more punishing in StarCraft Evolution because there's no defensive recall, right? There's no Nexus recall available for Brood War Protoss, so you have to be fully aware of your map awareness, map control, map vision as well, is that much more crucial to be able to keep up with that kind of play, to keep up with drop play. But here we go. Here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Celestial Enclave. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss, the SE2 Protoss for Virtus Pro. It is a classic. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify, the Broodor Terran. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go as ByuN. He does set up here a little bit further back. Classic little scouts. And should get eyes on the depot. And it does get eyes. ByuN going CC first. A very greedy build here by ByuN, but he should get away with it. CC first out of ByuN. SCV scouts across the map. No shot, he blocks. He does the eBay block. Let's go. Yeah, it does go for the eBay block. A nice cheeky start here from ByuN. And Classic going to be forced to expand elsewhere. It's too late. Yeah, the scout is too late. eBay's in position. We'll expand at the third location instead. Oof, at the unnatural natural. So Classic is going to be exposed. ByuN, do we go into mech? What's the plan? Do we mech it up? Ooh, he even does let it finish. I mean, that's the advantage here of Broodor Terran. eBays, they can fly. They can lift. For those that are unaware, that does not happen in SE2, with SE2, unfortunately. But there we go, does get a free scout. Floats into the main. Classic's like, he's like, what? What the hell is this? Just free scouting there? What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Floating eBays. Crazy, pappy, crazy. Who's curious? Mazzy, that's like laughing. He's laughing, pappy. Oh, okay. Stargate opener out of our Protoss player. Going to be opening up Stargate. With this, we can go for early Phoenixes or go for Oracle Harass instead. At the same time, ByuN is indeed going into mech. He's meching it up. And again, there's no anti-air, so he just sees everything in the main base. Now he can float over towards the natural. The tech has been thrown here to hide it, so ByuN is not fully aware. Again, crazy. See, over the years, Terran, they lost the ability to do this. They lost the technology. It just doesn't exist. They cannot float their eBays. Crazy. Lost technology. As the eBay dust scout does confirm the Oracle. ByuN is aware. So able to react here with his turrets. True, he already has the eBay. He already has the eBay, so he can throw down turrets very early. Likewise, ion thrusters on the way, getting into vulture speed. We be getting vulture speed. Unable to delay the third. ByuN did try. Did attempt to. As vultures, they do rush in. No wall! There's no wall here at the natural. Vultures, they bust into the main. There's the recall. Does recall in time. And how many probe kills? Getting 1, getting 2, 3, getting up to 4. Yeah, 4 probes going down. Can we get 5? Barely can. And potentially 6 towards the end. 6 workers go down. Very nice harass. Crippling the economy. Back at home, we have Goliaths on the way. More vultures in towards the natural. Catching out 9 probes in total. Oof. 10, 11, 12. 12 probe kills. Critical damage here. Classic, we have to counterattack. We gotta go. He's gotta send it. But what with? He's got 2 oracles and he's against Mass Goliath. The Goliaths are here. He will delay the third at least. True. Third base should be delayed. Can even force a cancel, actually. ByuN was too greedy. Yeah, too greedy here. Third base on location. ByuN, we gotta calm down. Calm down. Likewise, there's no spider mine. Yeah, spider mine was never researched. So no spider mines. Blink is not yet done. Going for the Goliath, gets one. One Goliath goes down. Oracle is zoned away. There's two Goliaths left. There are two remaining. Classic does pull back, but again, nice control out of Classic. Spider Mine's now done. We have more Stalkers rallying in. Remember, there's no Blink. Does get the Revelation. Nice moves. Reveals the mines. Stalkers, they trade well. Cashing out two more Vultures. That's it, two getting three. For two Stalkers. So a bit of a trade. It does end up trading behind this fourth Nexus on the way for Classic, rebuilding all those probes. Again, Classic still has a lot of catching up to do, but he's slowly getting there. He's getting there. Containing ByuN. And we have a game. We have a game, Spappy. We have that back and forth. Once again, ByuN needs to expand. Stalker's in position. Rockstar being knocked down. ByuN can save. Oh no, he gets. Oh no! Yeah, he gets caught out. Blinking into the main. Going further in. Siege mode is not yet ready. And workers are going to be going down. Spider Mines will look in the Stalkers, but we can always recall. They can always recall back. Now just going for the mineral line. There we go. There's the recall. Ooh, does barely get away. It does get away, losing only two Stalkers. As the Oracles, they just go to town. And Goliath's out of position. 10 SCV kills. Cashing out 10 workers. Blink, of course, is now done. Classic, he can threaten. With Siege Mode being complete, ByuN should defend the third. There we go. Tanks are ready. Stalkers, they threaten to dive. They do get one tank. Yeah, tank was too far forward, or I should say the rest of the army was too far back. It's too far back. Nice snipe out of Classic. Behind this, going in towards Immortal Archon production and in charge as well. Keeping to a gateway heavy composition, not into Sky Toss. So Classic is being more active. ByuN, any kind of aggression is denied. He's forced all the way back home. Again, we have so many Vultures, and Vultures are ideal when it comes to gaining map control and harassing across the map, throwing down minefields, but all of that is denied from ByuN. There's no setup in the center. No spider minefields, no harassment here into any of the mineral lines. ByuN is contained. Now, what I will say is that being contained isn't the worst thing on Celestial, just because you do have a pocket expansion available as well. So you do have the economy and the bases to max out. But ideally, ByuN does want to be more active. As ByuN is securing himself. Building on more Vultures. Ooh, as he builds up, we do have a backstab here with a Prism. As I said, we get in. They bust into the mineral line. SCV's going to be going down. And there's still no fourth base here for ByuN. Down to 53 SCVs. And ByuN, we've yet to really tech up in towards any, I almost said Raven, into any science vessels. Yeah, still no vessels, which is a little bit concerning. If you're curious, like, Ghost Mech is the go-to in StarCraft 2, but here in Brood War, the EMP is not on the Ghost, the EMP is on the science vessel. So currently there are no EMPs available for ByuN. No spellcasters. ByuN does move in. Once again getting called out. Yeah, tanks have yet to siege. Oh, massive storms. Jesus. Oh, God. Yeah, storms, they soften up the army. Classic ready for the backstab. Nice tank bullies as Classic does overextend, losing 2 immortals. Ay. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol out of Classic. ByuN does rotate. And he tries to rotate over once again. Tanks are late to siege. They do punish the Zealots at least. Zealots are punishing, and ByuN is slowly gaining ground. He's slowly pushing across the map. The goal for classes is to slow this down, to force these sieges, to pick away at the vultures, to pick away at the tanks, to pick away at the army. Prism gets across the map. Massive tank shots. ByuN, he's almost made it. He's almost there. Gasito. He's coming. ByuN is pushing forward. He has the high ground. Takes down an immortal. Massive pickoff. Zealots do get across the map. Into the third. Oh, that's once again Classic big overextension. Yeah, the movement has been lacking for Classic. The tanks are coming. And has ByuN done it here? Once again, massive volleys. Back across the map, he's losing everything. Or the SCVs. ByuN is all in. ByuN is completely all in. He has to end the game with this army. And thankfully, there's no Sky Toss. There is a mothership, though. And Classic just has to take it slow. Just take it slow. Slow and steady, back. Ooh, as ByuN turns around. ByuN, he turns everything around here when it comes to the vultures. He races back home. The tanks are exposed. Zealots, they trade well. And they trade well for themselves. Catching up more vultures. Low ground expansion does fall. And GG. Yeah, GG gets called. ByuN, he will lose everything back at home. And Classic does put another point on the board. GG. GG, well played. ByuN making the decision to turn around. I feel like the correct call there would have been just to commit across the map and commit to the base trade and push into the natural, but no, he did turn back around and he lost everything back at home. He had no economy, he had no reinforcements, did have a massive army to work with, but that's all he really had there. GG. GG, well played. With that, Classic does extend his lead, and Classic is now, I believe, 1 game away from claiming the series. And 1 game away. Again, ByuN, he still had a massive tank count, so he could have still tried to commit to the base trade, but again, the decision to turn back around was a brutal one. Did hurt him more than anything because that meant that he had no buffer, he had no support for his tanks. So, was a rough call there. Thought ByuN had that. Well, as I mentioned, like, if ByuN, if he didn't turn around and if he had just kept pushing, I don't know if he would have won, but he would have made the game more chaotic, obviously. Would have made it more chaotic. And would have forced a base trade. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting to our next game. We're going to be loading into game number 7. There we go. Game number 7 here. And we're on match point. We are now on match point here, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock. We do have the Brood War Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Virtus Pro. It is a Classic. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Again, this is a best of 9 series here between these two players, and the first of 5 will win. So Unamas Classic needs one more game to claim the series. ByuN has to fight back here and now to extend the series. Here we go. Haven't seen a Ghost Lock down in forever. Yeah, ByuN, he has not played ByuN yet with Brood War. He's been playing nothing but mech. We're playing a lot of mech. ByuN is viable, for sure it is viable, but a little bit more so against some of the other matchups. There we go. Once again, ByuN going for the eBay block. This time it is scattered earlier. So Classic can shut this down. And will. Ooh, kills the SCV. That should not have happened. SCV is killed. Classic harassing across the map as well. No shot. Okay, he should not kill this one. There we go. As ByuN does defend. Defends back at home. No shot. No, oh god, he was so close. Casito, papi, casito. He wants him. He wants the SCV. He comes back. There's a repair. Okay, it does repair the SCV, thankfully. Oh my god. God, this probe is a menace. Get out. He wants him. God. Almost. Doesn't get the shot off. Comes back in. Get out of here, papi. Get out of here. Ay, ay, ay. Whew. And with that, we do have our follow-up here. Taking a second gas geyser, racks into factory. Standard follow-up after the economic start. Standard follow-up. And we have a robot opener out of Classic. Okay, now if you recall, we have seen different variations of this. It is slight, but there have been variations. We have been seeing a lot of 2-gate openers into Dragoon range. This time we're delaying Dragoon range. We're skipping the second gateway straight into the robo this time. We saw this on Vermeer. We saw this in game 2 on Vermeer. That was the only other time we saw this build. Since then, whenever Classic plays Brood or Protoss, he does typically go into a more Dragoon heavy start in the early game. So faster robo, faster shuttle, faster bay, faster disruptor drop. Sorry, I keep saying disruptor. Faster reaver drop. So faster reaver drop here. As fast as you can get it, basically, without a proxy. Only one Dragoon across the map. As Dragoon does catch another SCV. It takes down the SCV, takes down the Marine as well. There's nothing here, by the way. There's nothing here. The boys are being pulled, forced to attempt to surround. Oh, Dragoon does slip away. He does barely slip away, takes down another SCV. Oh, no! He's scuttling. Oh, no, he gets around it. Yeah, it does get around to the end. The Dragoon will go down. But we get a full scout. We get a full scout of the main base. We confirm the 1-1-1 economic start. On top of that, this also distracts ByuN, keeps him busy while we build up those Reavers. They're coming. Reavers are coming. I don't know if you noticed, but we actually just canceled. Sorry, no, I didn't cancel. The observatory did complete. Now we have Dragoon range on the way. And there is Grivik drive. There is shuttle speed. So building up to shuttle speed. Oh, interesting. ByuN does go for a second cyclone and he commits into Macville accelerators. Okay. So he'll have 2 cyclones in the initial defense. 3rd cyclone's on the way. Going for the medevac, going for the drop play. If ByuN can catch that shuttle, he can end the game. He can straight up end the game and just counterattack and commit. Classic has to be careful. As he has his 1 Reaver. Just the 1. Macville accelerators isn't done yet. It is going to be mech out of ByuN. He's going into mech. Classic headed for the mineral line. Back at home going for the citadel. Going for zealot legs. Ooh, cyclones, they move out across the map. Uh-oh. That means there's only 1 cyclone offensively. Yeah, there's 1 cyclone to defend. Scrap shot goes off. Ooh, 2 SCVs. Very nice split. The spread, papi. Let's go. Despite that, 6 SCV is going to be going down. A nice break on the lock-on with the shuttle. Yeah, breaks the lock-on. Once the cyclone. Drop comes back home to defend. Oh, nice control by Classic. Oh my, oh, he takes out all three. No, Shorty takes out all three Cyclones. GG gets called the micro, papi. Ay, ay, ay. In Classic, he will claim the series 5-2, becoming this month's Enki Epic Series champion. GG. Ay, ay, ay. GG, well played. A rough position there for ByuN to be in the middle of moving out, right? He was in the middle of moving out across the map, in the middle of counterattacking. So ByuN, he was caught with his pants down, did boost back home to defend, but we saw again the micro there from Classic, breaking the lock-ons with his shuttle and also cashing out every single Cyclone. That should not have happened, but the Cyclones, they got shut down. The shuttle survived, the Reaper survived. GG. That was GG then and there. Congratulations to Classic for claiming the series. My condolences to ByuN, but a shout out to him as well for making series out of this. He had a unique approach. We saw a lot of mech. We saw a lot of mech out of ByuN with Brood War Terran and SE2 Terran as well. A lot of mech, very little bio play, and mixed results here from ByuN. Mixed results. Obviously, that's a little bit of a brief explanation, but when it came to a lot of the games themselves, like we saw ByuN getting caught out of position or getting out controlled at certain times, as we just saw here as well. Technically, ByuN had the tools to defend, but he was out of position, so he wasn't able to deflect the shuttle and shut down the initial, I almost said War Prism, but the initial shuttle. It was just really unfortunate that he was across the map as the drop was coming in. So there's just a couple of unfortunate moments like that that did come into play. And likewise, Classic, he was locked in for the most part. Was locked in. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Classic. And again, we haven't been able to cover much StarCraft Evolution recently, but great to be back with some more SC Evo content. Heading on over here to the rest of our schedule, we do have the week ahead of us here. Oh boy, we do have tomorrow's broadcast, StarCraft Evolution League tomorrow morning. Tuesday morning should be some SEL. We have Sparkling Tuna Cup in the evening. Tuna Cup is usually on Sundays, but has been moved to Tuesday just because of RSL. Speaking of RSL, we have the Rival StarCraft League on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 days of RSL action. We're going to be wrapping up and crowning our RSL champion this week in that triple broadcast. Likewise, we have Picasso Cup on Wednesday and Thursday. We have Kung Fu Cup Wednesday night. We have the Pondcast, OSC Elite, and more Kung Fu Cup on Saturday as well. So a very, very busy, very intense broadcast schedule as always here on the CranKy Ducklings. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft, and even some more SC Evo tomorrow. Now, I will very quickly add that we currently have SC Evo scheduled for tomorrow morning, but we might flip it with the OSC cast. We might flip it, so just bear that in mind. Just as a heads up, might end up shifting the schedule, but overall this should be more or less kind of what our week looks like. Plenty of StarCraft, plenty of content, and as always, we cast more StarCraft than anyone else out there. All the content, all the StarCraft, and thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Again, great to jump back into some SC Evo, and we should be covering some more StarCraft Evolution later on this week, next week, and the week after as well. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? Who is live? Who is streaming? I do see sort of. He is streaming some ladder. I know Wardy's hosting his Wardy TV Monday. What else do we have? I don't see many others online at the moment, so I might just give it an all-mate Bjergsen. Sort of. Rex, of course, is casting. Yeah, we'll give him some love. We'll give him some love. Give him some love. Give him some support. Sort of. But otherwise, we'll see you next time. Also, very quickly, might I add as well, when it comes to this event, this is a monthly tournament, so every single month we do typically have the Enki Epic Series, putting together some big names in StarCraft Evolution in a best of 9 format. Best of 9s are a little bit more rare nowadays, so great to experience them in this kind of setting, of course, featuring these top players and featuring the new mod and also featuring these maps as well. I do always appreciate featuring the older Brood War maps. I'm hoping we get a new map pool rotation soon for the upcoming season. It's been a while since we've had a new rotation. Fingers crossed. Regarding SC Evo, likewise, I'm also going to be judging the TLMC again this season. We will be most likely having some judging streams in a couple of weeks' time when judging does begin. So that's also something to look forward to in the future. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys tomorrow for either some more StarCraft Evolution, some OSC, or some Tuna Cup. See you then. Ciao, bye, ciao. See you next time.